I wasn't sure what surprised me more, the fact that I was in a club with Kai or that I was actually starting to enjoy it. The music thumped loud and wild, bodies moved like smoke across the dance floor, and lights pulsed in dizzying colors. Kai had left our booth just a few minutes ago, saying he wanted to speak to the DJ. I watched him weave through the crowd effortlessly, a living icon in the middle of chaos. Back at the table, Junseo hadn't taken his eyes off me once. I tried not to let it bother me. He was one of Kai's close friends, probably just being friendly, I told myself. But when he stood up and walked toward me, something in my gut tightened. He came closer than necessary, standing directly in front of me like he was trying to block my view of everything else. His cologne was strong, expensive, sharp. "You're really something, Junseo," he said, his eyes raking over me slowly. Didn't expect Kai's little intern to look so clean. I shifted uncomfortably and forced a small smile. "Thanks, but why are you standing so close?" He chuckled, leaning in just a bit more. "I like you. You're cute. And I thought maybe we could have a little fun tonight." My body stiffened. Before I could reply, he offered me a drink, a tall glass of something golden and fizzy. "I'm good," I said quickly. "Oh, come on," he coaxed, flashing that charming grin. "Just one. Don't make me drink alone." Reluctantly, I took the glass from him and took a sip of the drink. But almost immediately, my head felt heavier. From across the club, I spotted Kai again. He was sitting alone on another couch at the far end of the bar. His eyes weren't on the DJ anymore, they were locked on Junseo, watching his every move. I stared back at him, my body swaying slightly. Why did he leave me with a bunch of wolves? I thought to myself, annoyed, dizzy. Wolves like Junseo and his two friends. I looked up again. The light seemed brighter now. My breath caught in my throat. "I need some water," I muttered, placing the half-empty glass down. "Perfect," Junseo said smoothly. "Come on, I'll help you." He placed a hand on my arm and gently pulled me to my feet. My knees were wobbly. My balance was off. Everything felt off. Unknown to me, Junseo led me through the crowd toward a hallway near the restrooms. "Almost there," he said, his tone low and too gentle. But just as he was about to open the bathroom door and guide me in, someone grabbed his wrist. I blinked. It was Kai. He looked furious. "Where are you taking him?" Kai asked, his voice like ice. Junseo gave a smug smile. "Relax, man. I was just helping him get water." Kai smirked as if he knew that Junseo was up to no good. He then looked down at me. I could barely keep my eyes open. The world tilted and I grabbed onto his shoulder for support. "He's not going anywhere with you," Kai said sharply. "I'll handle the rest." Junseo raised both hands, pretending to be innocent. "Fine. Don't say I didn't try to help." He walked away grumpily, muttering something I couldn't hear. Kai placed a hand on my lower back, steadying me. "Come on, let's get you out of here." I leaned into him without a second thought. The noise, the lights, the heat, it all started to fade as we walked out of the club. I don't remember much after that. Only that his car was warm. He didn't say anything, but his hand never left mine. I woke up later in Kai's home, covered with a blanket, lying on his couch. I wasn't sure when I fell asleep, only that everything was warm. And then, somewhere in that hazy space between dreams and sleep, I opened my eyes halfway and saw Kai sitting on a couch staring at me. Elbows resting on his knees. Head tilted toward me as if watching over a child. "I'm sorry, Kai," I mumbled, my voice barely audible. He looked up, surprised I was still awake. "You should sleep," he replied. I blinked slowly and smiled. "You smell nice." Kai let out a soft breath, something between a chuckle and a sigh. "You're drunk, Junseo." I reached for him before I could think, fingers barely grazing his sleeve. Kai looked down at my hand. And then I did something reckless. I leaned forward, barely upright, and kissed him. Just a soft, clumsy kiss, warm breath, parted lips, something innocent but electric in the space between us. He didn't pull away. But he didn't kiss back either. I pulled away slowly, eyes heavy, and smiled sleepily. "You're nice, Kai. Even if you pretend you're not." Kai didn't speak. He just watched me as I collapsed back into the pillow, sinking into unconsciousness with that same faint smile still lingering on my lips. Morning came too fast. I sat up sharply, my head pounding. My mouth was dry, and I wasn't in my room. My heart did a somersault as I looked around. This wasn't the hostel or Josh's place, and I had no memory of how I ended up here. Then I saw Kai's portrait on the wall. I felt a huge sense of relief after that. Then the smell of breakfast hit me. I peeked around the corner, heart in my throat. Kai stood in the kitchen, flipping eggs in a small pan. He was wearing an oversized white shirt and his hair was slightly tousled, damp from a recent shower. And then our eyes met. "You're up." I froze. "Yeah, just now." "Are you having a headache?" Kai asked. I nodded, then he pointed toward the dining table. "Go eat something first while I fetch you some meds. I made toast and eggs." "You cook?" I asked rather awkwardly. "Sometimes. Usually just for myself," he said casually. I sat down slowly, still unsure if I was dreaming. A steaming plate appeared in front of me. Toast and scrambled eggs, then some fruits. It was surreal. "Kai," I started. "About last night?" He paused, pouring tea into 2 mugs. "I think I kissed you." Kai didn't look at me. He just set the mug down beside me. "You don't remember clearly. It's fine." He finally looked up and for a moment I saw something flicker in his eyes. "You were vulnerable last night," he said. "You shouldn't accept drinks from strangers." I looked at Kai. He doesn't even trust his own friends. I nodded slowly, embarrassed but grateful. A strange mix of everything in between. "Thanks for not letting anything bad happen." Kai nodded. He sat across from me, took a sip of his tea. A quiet pause settled between us as we ate breakfast. Kai dropped me close to my hostel so I could change my outfit to avoid suspicions from the team. Back at the company, things felt different. Every time I walked past a stylist, every time a manager passed me in the hallway, I felt eyes flick to my face and then quickly away, like they knew something. Even Kai seemed distant again. He barely spoke during makeup that morning. No teasing glances. No side comments. He sat still and quiet. The warmth from his kitchen, the kiss, the breakfast, the soft look in his eyes, it was all gone. Maybe he regretted everything. Maybe I was foolish to think any of it had meant something. I told myself to keep my head down and focus. This internship still had 3 weeks left. I just had to survive. Then the messages started. It began with one anonymous DM. "You should stay away from Kai. He doesn't belong to you." Then another. "You think you're special because you touched his face? No, you're not. He's just being nice." I didn't respond. But they didn't stop. They got worse. "We know your face. We know where you work. Stay in your place or we'll make sure you can't show yours again." Somehow they had found out who I was. My private Instagram was flooded. Dozens of comments. Some with laughing emojis. Some with photoshopped images of me crying. Others with photos of me from the club that night, drunk and vulnerable. And then, like a gut punch, someone posted how Kai gave me a lift home that night at the club. The caption read, "Our precious Kai, taken advantage of by a low-rank stylist. Disgusting." It went viral within hours. Fan accounts reposted it. Debates broke out online. Some were angry. Others made fun of me. A few defended me, but their voices were drowned in the noise. I didn't even have time to hide when the manager called me in. Mr. Han. His face was tight, jaw locked, eyes sharp as knives. "I warned them," he said, tossing his tablet on the table. "I told them bringing in a rookie was a mistake." My throat was dry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. Then Junseo walked in and winked at me. I knew immediately that he was behind all these chaos. I stayed silent. He walked up to Mr. Han and whispered something to him. He sighed. "Junseo, you've been competent. But Kai doesn't need distractions." I looked up, stunned. "Are you firing me, sir?" I asked sadly. "You're being dismissed from this internship," Mr. Han said. Just like that. All the effort, the silent mornings and perfect contouring, gone. Torn away by a single person. I stood slowly, gripping my bag, feeling numb. Was Kai aware of everything? My chest cracked. Maybe this really was just a job to him after all. As I walked out of the office, everything felt colder. My hands, my heart, and even the air. The fans got what they wanted. They erased me off within 48 hours. And Kai, he let them. I didn't go back. There was no dramatic farewell. Just silence. The kind that stretches over days, weeks, until the world forgets your name and moves on to someone shinier. I didn't even have the courage to face Catherine before I left. I just packed up my makeup brushes, stored away the mirror charm Josh had given me, and stopped checking my phone for messages that wouldn't come. Kai didn't reach out at all. Maybe it's because he doesn't have my phone number. Eventually, I told myself to stop waiting. I went back to finishing my final year. I studied harder, applied for other internships, and smiled for everyone who didn't know what had broken inside me. I told Josh I was fine even though I wasn't. But slowly, things began to quiet down. The hate messages stopped. My account went private. And life started moving forward, without Kai. Until one evening weeks later there was a knock on my hostel door. I thought it was Josh. But it wasn't. Kai stood in the hallway wearing a cap pulled low and sunglasses, even though the sun had long set. I froze. What are you doing here? He didn't speak immediately. He looked nervous, the kind of nervous I'd never seen on him before. Not on set. Not on stage. Not even that night in the club. I'm sorry I couldn't reach out, he said finally. Manager took my phone. They wanted everything to die down. I nodded slowly, arms crossed. It did. You didn't have to come. Mind if I come in? He asked, then I stepped aside. He walked in, pulled off the cap and sunglasses, and sat on the edge of my bed like he belonged there. I didn't stood up for you when the whole drama started, and I hate myself for that, Kai said with a look of sadness on his face. You didn't have to, I said. After all, I was just an intern who did nothing but cause trouble. You were never just my makeup artist, Junseo, Kai said. I stared at him, heart pounding. I liked how you looked at me every time. Those eyes. I miss them. He continued. I think I've fallen madly in love with you, Junseo. I swallowed hard. So why now? After everything? I asked in between tears. Because I couldn't keep pretending I didn't feel something, he whispered. And I'm tired of hiding. We sat quiet for a moment. Then I smiled. I liked you too, Kai. Even when you were cold and bossy. He laughed. The kind I hadn't heard before, soft and genuine. We didn't kiss then. We just sat together, shoulders touching, hearts open for the first time. I told Kai I wasn't holding a grudge against him, but hoped the management and his fans could get off his personal life and let him choose who to date. Kai promised he was going to do something quick to resolve that, and in no time he kept his promise. We started dating quietly. Secret dinner dates, movie nights in the Seoul cinemas. Sometimes we didn't talk at all. Just held hands under the table or shared headphones on the subway. And I was happy. A few months later, I landed a job at a rising beauty brand. Good pay, a friendly team, and a full studio to work in. Josh threw me a mini party. My younger sister sent me 10 fire emojis. And my dad? He called. Just once. Said he saw a commercial for the brand I worked for. And then, quietly, almost awkwardly, he said, "Looks like you're doing something real after all." It wasn't an apology. But it was enough. Now, on most nights, I curl up on my small couch, Kai's head on my lap, brushing his hair while he pretends not to fall asleep during whatever drama we're watching. Sometimes he sings to me softly. Sometimes I draw fake eyeliner wings on his closed eyes just to annoy him. He never stops me. And sometimes, he kisses me like I'm the only person in his world. Our bond grew stronger. And when I least expected, Kai proposed to me. That was the happiest day of my life. The end. Please subscribe to my channel for more interesting BL stories. Thanks for watching.